Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Elevated fire weather is expected in Southern California, where dry conditions and locally heavy gusts will linger into today. A very cold air mass remains in place across the East Coast. Snow squalls could lead to reduced visibilities and deteriorating road conditions in the Rockies starting tonight. Arctic air is going to spread south and east from the Rockies tomorrow through next week. Closer to home, temperatures are going to remain seasonal through Saturday, including a breezy to windy afternoon tomorrow. Now that changes late Saturday into Sunday as a strong cold front's going to move east to west through the area. Morning wind chill values are going to range from 15 to 25 degrees in the lowlands, 0 to 10 in the mountains. Even colder air is set to arrive Monday night into Tuesday. By Tuesday morning, wind chill values are going to be from 5 to 15 degrees. Mountains are going to be below zero. Highs on Tuesday are going to be in the 30s, and we remain cold Wednesday and start warming up thereafter. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. Breaking news. The story has not yet been confirmed. I want to point that out. This story has not yet been confirmed. But multiple sources have contacted us saying that at last night's Tularosa School Board meeting, well, they describe it as a disaster. Parents, teachers, and community members addressed the board about teachers being moved around again, families upset, and communication lacking. Witnesses state that Superintendent Todd Lindsay not only refused to discuss these issues, but told the people they could leave the school board meeting. Now, we're working to confirm this story, but let's be honest, we'd all be shocked if it wasn't accurate. Lindsay, I know you're hearing this, so why don't you give me a call and speak about this for yourself? 575-415-4671. My number's no secret. I'm easy to find. Shoot me a text or give me a call. Go on the record and say what you need to say. If it's true, tell us why you did it. If it's not true, here's your opportunity to set the record straight. Visit Alamogordo is proud to announce its sponsorship of the return of the Mesilla Valley Balloon Rally taking place in Las Cruces starting tomorrow through Sunday. Local Alamogordo pilot Jim Hoydall is going to be participating in the Mesilla Valley Balloon Rally. Check out Visit Las Cruces online or the Mesilla Valley Balloon Rally website for all event information. The first annual Rose Matanza is taking place this Saturday from 11 till 5 at St. Francis de Paula Fiesta Grounds, 303 Encino Street in Tularosa. Live music, cornhole tournament, food, vendors, family fun. Make sure to take a jacket. It's going to be breezy. This meeting was brought up at last night's Tularosa Village meeting.
I'm asking for 8 trash cans and just a police presence at the Matanza while we have it. I'll coordinate all the trash cans and everything, getting them there and getting them back to where they belong. And what we need is more of a police presence for the day. And we'll make sure to feed them and we'll take care of them. All
proceeds benefit the 157th Annual Fiesta. stfrancisdepaulachurch.org or 575-585-2793 for details. With Nick Paul ascending to the state senate, the city of Alamogordo is seeking a candidate to fill the vacant seat on the city commission for District 1. To apply, you got to be a qualified elector and must reside within District 1. Packets to apply for this position are available at the city clerk's office or online at the city's website. For more information, call the city clerk 575-439-4100, stop by City Hall, or send an email to rhughes@ci.alamogordo.nm.us. New Mexico's Mutual UFO Network Alamogordo chapter meets at Otero Arts. That's on 12th and Indian Avenue at 11 a.m. on the third Saturday of the month. They discuss flying saucers, local aerial phenomenon experiences, and more. You can join the New Mexico MUFON for coffee cups and flying saucers at a meeting of like-minded individuals with a common interest in sharing what we see in the sky. This free monthly meeting is open to the public. So if you're way too old to do so, yet still live with your parents...
You must be almost 30. Have you ever kissed a girl?
I'm just kidding. The MUFON meeting at the Otero Arts, 1118 Indiana, right here in Alamogordo. Kelly Knight from the Otero County Extension Office told me about an upcoming class that may be of use to you or a loved one.
On Thursday mornings in February, we're going to be hosting a program. It's called On the Road to Living Well with Diabetes. It's a total of 5 sessions, and it's all about how to help individuals who have diabetes reduce their complications of diabetes. And so we'll be covering different topics and providing participants with different tools to help them prevent those complications.
575-437-0231 for details. Kitty City needs your help to earn $10,000, and it doesn't have to cost you a cent.
One of our special needs kiddies, Lenny Lou, was selected for March of the 2025 National Cat Calendar. This qualifies Kitty City to win $10,000 as the rescue that had Lenny Lou. The winner will be determined by the number of votes received for Lenny Lou by Thursday at 6 p.m. Here's how you can help. Go to Facebook to Kitty City NM. That's Kitty City NM. Click on the Vote for Lenny Lou link and cast your vote, and then share the post.
Kathy Denton there. You can vote once per 24 hours, and the voting cutoff is Thursday at 6 p.m. Well, today's Thursday. That means we get a Thursday Thought.
Good morning, 95.1 listeners. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday Thought. I've been praying for the fire situation in California. Many lives have been affected, and some lives have been lost, and more lives and more homes will be lost before it is over. And we could point the blame on agencies and mismanagement, and they certainly should shoulder some of the blame because I'm sure there's some blame on their part. And we could try to blame the weather, but no one can control it. And we could blame it on God and say it is His judgment on the state for their laws and acceptance of most things. Well, except for guns, but most things they accept. But I believe God allows natural disasters, but I do not believe that it is always punishment, or we should assume that it is punishment, because sometimes weather and situations and perhaps, sometimes like arson or something like that plays into it, and the weather does, and there's a lot of things, but I'm not sure it's God's judgment on things. But what we really could do and should do is pray for the people down there that are affected, and if we are able to help a little financially, we should do that. That would be the human thing to do, and it would demonstrate compassion for humanity, of which we are part of, humanity. And I do encourage people to pray for them, and I'll pray for them now. Lord, help us to show compassion towards the people in California and to not get into the finger-pointing or blame game, and realize that innocent people have lost everything, and they didn't want this situation either, and hopefully it will be resolved quickly, and they can get past the fire and begin to rebuild. And it's just not worth it to point the blame on that, but it is certainly worth our time to pray and to help them out if we are able to. Amen. Until we meet up again on the airwaves, blessings to you.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Hi, Sunny Harris, inviting you to join Animal Village NM's Thank You in Advance fundraiser and help us reach our goal of $25,000 by February 29th. Your support will fund spay-neuter surgeries for more than 200 pets and provide essential pet food for families in need. Drop off gently worn shoes at our collection boxes or donate online at animalvillagenm.org. By mail, 303 Spring Road, Ruidoso, 88345. Thank you in advance for your generosity. animalvillagenm.org.
Children at Rio Rancho Elementary School are heading back to the classroom today after district officials found a leak in the main gas line outside the school. Michael Baker, the Rio Rancho Public Schools Chief Operations Officer, spoke with KOB.
The school itself is over 50 years old, and we thought that that would be safer and more prudent. And so the contractors over the weekend had to cut concrete, had to dig ditches, remove the old pipe, and install new pipe.
The work took longer than anticipated, but they are well on their way to make sure staff and students are safe when the first bell rings today. U.S. Senator Ben Ray Lujan shared a personal experience to show his support for the Republican nominee for the U.S. Secretary of Transportation. President-elect Donald Trump nominated former Wisconsin Representative Sean Duffy to lead the department. The Secretary of Transportation is tasked with maintaining the nation's aviation system, highways, railroads, and ports. Duffy is safety-focused and plans to end drunk driving. Senator Ben Ray Lujan shared his own experience with impaired drivers after being struck by a drunk driver 30 years ago.
I cannot think of a more noble and important priority in your work than your commitment to making our country safer for our families and for our communities. I also want to say thank you for sharing your wife Rachel's story. I know firsthand how hard it is to speak about these tragedies and these traumas. 30 years ago, I was hit head-on by a drunk driver.
Duffy has spent more than 8 years in Congress as a GOP representative from Wisconsin. State Senator Crystal Brantley has filed a bill that would incentivize school districts to limit student cell phone use. Brantley blames cell phones for ailing mental health and declining performance in school. She says something needs to be done to help students become engaged once again in the classroom, and this bill would offer $10,000 to the New Mexico Public Education Department to come up with programs to limit cell phone use. Senator Brantley said this nonpartisan issue would put students' mental health and performance at the forefront of education. Albuquerque has deployed their firefighting airplanes to help combat ongoing fires in Los Angeles. 13 aircraft are dumping suppressants on the LA fires, and 2 of those come from Albuquerque-based 10-tanker air carrier. The DC-10s are battling the Palisades and Eaton fires and can dump around 10,000 gallons of colorful retardant up to a mile long.
We dropped almost 300,000 gallons of retardant.
Joel Curley of 10 Tankers speaking with KOAT.
Retardant does not stop fires. It just slows it down long enough for the ground crews to get in there to do their thing.
Every day, the planes fly for 8 hours, taking 5 or 6 loads. High winds add to the already difficult task of piloting these airplanes. Cat food sold in multiple states and possibly New Mexico is being recalled after it tested positive for the highly pathogenic avian influenza virus. Northwest Naturals has issued a voluntary recall of certain 2-pound packages of feline turkey recipe raw frozen pet food. State officials encourage pet owners who may have purchased the product to check the best of use by dates listed on the packaging. The recalled product carries the best of use by dates of May 21st, 2026 and June 23rd, 2026. Officials said a domestic cat in Oregon died after consuming the raw frozen pet food. Testing confirmed the presence of the virus in both the pet food and the cat. Now, to date, there have been no reports of this virus in local cats. But if you purchase the recalled product, you should immediately discontinue feeding your pet that stuff. If your pet shows any sign of illness, contact your veterinarian. Don't wait. If you have any questions, look up Northwest Naturals of Portland. Sports and weather are coming up next. You're listening to Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 43 games for New Mexico girls basketball today, including Hatch at Mesilla Valley Christian, New Mexico Military Institute at Hondo. Silver heads to Alamogordo. Go, Lady Tigers! There are 44 games for New Mexico varsity basketball today. Some of those include Cloudcroft heading to Dexter, Jal at Ruidoso, Tularosa goes to Tucumcari. Wow! Go, Wildcats! Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for mostly sunny skies, partly cloudy tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow. Winds are going to be gusting up to 25 miles per hour. Your high today in the basin, 56, low tonight of 34, high tomorrow, 56 degrees. In Cloudcroft, mostly sunny skies, winds gusting up to 13 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight, winds gusting up to 23, mostly sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 41. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 43, wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 22. Low tonight of 24, wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 18. High tomorrow, 35, wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 15 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscast, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.